Russia should be in this meeting. Why are we having a meeting without Russia?
I find it very strange that President Trump has such a hard time getting along with the leaders of the world's major democracies, but feels very comfortable with despots and authoritarian leaders. Over the weekend, President Trump created a crisis with our allies in the G7, a group of the 7 largest economies in the world. He suggested that Russia be allowed back into the group after Russia had been ejected because of its invasion of Crimea.
Russia should be in the meeting.
And then he withdrew at the last minute from a joint statement because he got his feelings hurt by something the Canadian Prime Minister said.
Canadians were polite, we're reasonable, but we also will not be pushed around.
As he prepared for his summit with North Korea, he even called Kim Jong-un, one of the most vicious dictators in the world, an honorable man. This is part of a pattern with Trump. Last year, we saw Trump sending congratulations to Turkish President Erdogan for his victory in a referendum that vastly expanded his power and further weakened Turkey's democracy. Similarly, in his visit to Asia in early November, Trump had nothing but the most effusive praise for Chinese President Xi Jinping, who recently moved to consolidate his own power and head off any possibility of real political reform. On the same trip, Trump met with President Duterte of the Philippines, who has been waging a violent crackdown under the guise of a war on drugs that, according to Human Rights Watch, has led to the death of over 12,000 people. Trump has said he is doing an amazing job and boasted of their great relationship. Why is Donald Trump so supportive of the leaders of Saudi Arabia, a hereditary monarchy where women are treated as third-class citizens and which has promoted an extreme version of Islam throughout the world? After dozens of members of the Saudi royal family were arrested in the Saudi crown prince's ongoing effort to consolidate power, Trump tweeted, and then there's Trump's ongoing affinity for Russian President Vladimir Putin, who has severely repressed democracy in his own country, invaded his neighbors, and spent the last number of years trying to destabilize democracies, including our own and those of our allies. These are the kind of people Trump feels comfortable with. Our job is to bring countries together to defend democracy, not attack our allies and support authoritarianism. Mr. President, understand, too many Americans have fought and died in support of democratic values. We will not allow you to undermine them.